Hello, my name is Erin Cavazos, and I am a preschool teacher at Harding University Partnership School in Santa Barbara, California. We are excited to share our journey to creating our outdoor classroom with you today and hope that our journey will inspire you to begin your own. When I first came to Harding in 2013, I was excited to learn that there was an enclosed courtyard dedicated to the preschool through kindergarten students. Quickly, however, I learned that this is nothing to be excited about. There was really no way to engage with my students while we were outside because my attention was dedicated to supervising the enormous play structure you see here. It took up the majority of the space with three slides, two ladders, two sets of stairs, a rock wall, a set of monkey bars. Ugh, this was a monstrosity that the children loved but required a lot of ice packs, band-aids, and really a lot of supervision. So when our principal, Veronica Binkley, approached me to join the committee and help brainstorm what an outdoor classroom could look like in this space, I jumped into action. Finally, this was an opportunity for me to use all that I learned in the professional development workshops I took for outdoor classroom. Yay! PD working out. And I enjoyed this planning stage just so much. There were vision boards, Pinterest boards, Google Docs with lists of resources that preschool teachers through kinder teachers were all adding to. Even our preschool special ed team was a part of this collaboration. Engaging in a creative team of teachers and local professionals was a perfect way to start this project. What could this space be if time and money were no object? But of course, money and timing are huge obstacles for such a project. You will learn more about how we overcame some of these challenges with our principal, Veronica Binkley.
Projects like this require substantial funding, which is why we sought multiple grants. Fortunately, we had an exceptional team because you simply cannot do this kind of work alone. A strong team, fully invested in the vision, is essential for turning big ideas into reality. Our journey started with a partnership between First Five of Santa Barbara County and the county's Kindergarten Readiness Network. Together, we realized that a vision without funding is really just a dream. This collaboration provided the opportunity to apply for a crucial planning grant, which became the foundation of our project. Our initial steering committee included myself, Devin Azam, a dedicated UCSB liaison and parent at our school, and Dr. Sean O'Brien, a visionary parent and now the coordinator of college and technology career education at the Santa Barbara County Office of Education. Together, we believe that all students deserve 21st century learning environments that inspire curiosity and growth. This core team crafted the planning grant and later our implementation grant, laying the groundwork for what would become Project Hope, or Harding's Outdoor Project of Education. We love acronyms in education. Before moving to full-scale implementation, we first had to secure the planning grant, which required extensive groundwork. This included developing a needs and assets report, conducting community surveys, aligning our work to the local control accountability plan or district LCAP, and establishing a robust evaluation framework. As a neighborhood school, we also began to explore how to make our campus a true hub for the community, transforming our once restricted space into a welcoming place for learning, play, and connection. With this spirit of possibility, we embraced a bold, creative vision, one that imagined our school as a vital, open green space for the entire community, reflecting our commitment to outdoor education and community connection. Once we had our vision and foundation in place, we outlined a phased approach to bring the project to life. We knew something this meaningful needed to be thoughtful and sustainable and not rushed, so we took it step by step. First was the planning phase, to design and prototype. This is where it all started. We worked closely with our construction team and collaborated with the facilities department of our district to create the design that fit our space. our students, and our goals. We wanted to make sure it wasn't just beautiful, but also purposeful, something that supported learning in a natural and engaging way. Then we planned to empower our team through professional development. We knew the space would only be as powerful as the people using it, so we made sure that our staff had the training, tools, and time to understand the vision and feel confident in using the space to support student learning. This phase was all about investing in our people because they bring the heart and soul to everything we do. On a side note, this is where we met the Nature Explorer team, who literally changed our trajectory. Then we moved to building out, creating the space. This was to be the hands-on exciting part. We planned beautification days to plant with students and families and to carefully set up the learning environments. In real time now, it was truly amazing to see things to start coming together, from the design on paper to something real and tangible. After that, in phase 4, we focused on bringing it to life, and that was all about community engagement. This wasn't just about building a space, it was about building connections. We reached out to families, we planned on inviting community partners in, we created opportunities for everyone to take part. We know that when people feel ownership and pride in something, it's more likely that they're going to support it long term, and that was our goal. And finally, the last phase, which we called Nourish and Grow, was to sustain support. We know that this work wouldn't end once the space was built. We committed to reflecting on what worked, on making adjustments, and on keeping the community engaged. With that ongoing support, we were sure that this space would continue to grow and make an impact for years to come. With our planning grant in hand, we were able to hire Dr. Sean O'Brien and begin sharing our vision more widely. This phase included collaborating with our district's architectural firm and for initial designs, visiting other schools with outdoor classrooms for inspiration, and ultimately partnering with Nature Explorer, a pivotal step that shaped our design and professional development approach. Grant writing is a crucial part of the process, especially in a public school context. It's challenging, and without the flexibility that the pandemic unexpectedly provided, this work would have required countless late nights. We owe a great deal to the foundations and businesses that believed in our mission, because without their support, our ideas would have remained just that, ideas. As we moved through this journey, our vision evolved. Partnering with Nature Explorer helped us realize that our outdoor space needed to be more than just a physical environment. It needed to be a place for rich, meaningful experiences for students and families. This insight led us to pivot from our district architectural firm designs and lean on the expertise of our partners. Now, as we enter stage 5, we continue to reflect, refine, and expand our supports. While we can't solve systemic issues like poverty, we can reimagine spaces and resources available for our students, providing them with the same opportunities often found in more affluent communities. With that, I'll hand it over to Devin to share her research and the incredible impact that these changes have already made.
The collaborative nature of this project paved the way for a research design based on the inquiry of the early childhood education team, who hoped that a change in the environment would support more developmentally appropriate play. My name is Devin Azam, and I'm the Assistant Director of Outreach for the Gavert School of Education at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Through our partnership with Harding, I helped facilitate the planning and implementation of this project, as well as conducted a research study about how the playground transformation affected the way children play. The long-term goal of this project is to increase kindergarten readiness. The early childhood education team wanted a play environment that would provide more play opportunities that support the preschool learning foundations, better preparing their students for kindergarten. This research study focuses on understanding the effects of the change in play environment on patterns of play. The research question asks, are there any changes in patterns of play or opportunities for nature connection after the transformation of a traditional preschool playground into a nature playscape? For our research method, we had the unique opportunity to be able to observe children at play in the preschool area before and after the transformation of the playground, which allowed for the pre-test, post-test study design. We used quantized qualitative data, which means we categorize the qualitative data, the observations of play events, into types of play, and counted the frequency and documented the location of each type of play. We then compared patterns from the pre and post observations. I'd like to express my gratitude to Erin Cavazos and her willingness to participate in the research aspect of this project. She communicated with her students' families about the research and collected consent forms, as well as worked with me to schedule the observations. I'd also like to thank my research team of 3 graduate students who volunteered their time to participate in the observations and data analysis. This is a side-by-side image of the before and after transformation, which leads to the study's results. Our first finding was about overall patterns of play. We compared all of the play events in the pre-transformation to all of the play events in the post-transformation playground, and we found that the outdoor classroom enhanced overall play by distributing opportunities for play across the entire space. The data is shown here in these heat maps. The red areas show the highest concentrations of play. The map on the left represents overall play in the pre-transformation asphalt playground. The map on the right represents overall play in the post-transformation outdoor classroom. In the pre-transformation asphalt playground, you can see how the play is really concentrated in that purple square, which is the play structure area, and then right below that, which represents the asphalt perimeter around the play structure. In the outdoor classroom, you can see how the play is distributed widely across the entire space. Our second finding was an unexpected finding about social emotional individual play. During the design process, we focused on increasing opportunities for cooperative play. We had a lot of conversations about how can a space support opportunities for problem solving and cooperation. We didn't spend a lot of time thinking about how the space might impact children's opportunities for self-regulation and finding time to be on their own. What we observed was an increase in social emotional individual play in the outdoor classroom. These heat maps represent social emotional individual play in the asphalt playground and the outdoor classroom. You can see in the asphalt playground on the left that there are very few play events representing social emotional individual play. And in the new outdoor classroom, you can see that many events across the space were observed with students having time to themselves, self-regulating, taking the time to check in with themselves before re-engaging with the group play. We have a couple of descriptions from the observations that I'd like to share. In the construction area, which is over by Sector A, Brad is walking along the fence line and then rejoins the painting activity. He was taking a break from the group play and then rejoined when he was ready. Over on the grassy knoll, which is that green oval area, we have Paula hopping and skipping on the knoll, all on her own. As I mentioned before, in that original playground, there were really very few observations of students playing individually. And so you can see the contrast here. Our third finding was around literacy and language. There were increased opportunities for literacy and language development in the new outdoor classroom. You can see in the heat maps where play events that supported literacy and language occurred. The contrast shows how there were many more places where children were using language and literacy skills during play in the outdoor classroom. I'll share a few of those descriptions. On the boulders, which is that beige colored circle in the center, Ben and Paula are on the boulders with a dinosaur they brought from the sandbox. They're communicating with each other. Haley joins, Maria joins, balancing, climbing around and around. Ben has a dinosaur and they talk to each other. Go sweep, one instructs another. They get a broom from the sandbox and start sweeping to clean up the area. On the grassy knoll, that's just below Sector C, John's running with a ball and cup toy around the grassy knoll. He rolls down the knoll, he climbs up the knoll, he rolls back down. Brett joins, communicating with John. John lies on his back. Brett jumps over John. They're talking to each other in Spanish and laughing together, and then they run away. Our fourth finding was that the outdoor classroom indeed provided more opportunities for nature connection. There were so few opportunities for nature connection in the traditional playground that we were not able to generate a heat map. Here's the heat map for the outdoor classroom, representing play events that have evidence of nature connection. You could see those were happening throughout the space. I'll read a couple of the descriptions we have from the observations. In the garden, a teacher leads a group to the garden, talking about looking for leaves for the leaf prints on the easels. The kids pick up the leaves and take them back. And then this is one of my favorite play events from all of the observations. It took place in the perimeter plantings, which is that rectangular green area on the right. Mrs. T is pointing out caterpillars on the plants. Do you see them? Dos, look, there are two caterpillars. One is bigger, one is smaller. Max says, I see two. Pam joins. Mrs. T says, can we touch? No, we're not going to touch. They're eating. Would you like to be touched while you're eating? What color are they? Aren't they cute? Kate, Pam, and Max continue looking closely at the caterpillars. The outdoor classroom is located in an interior courtyard of the school. In the spring, we have butterflies and birds actually flying through the hallways of the school to get to the habitat that's been created for them with this outdoor classroom. Notice how Hazel is showing off the praying mantis she found. The findings from this research study show how nature-based environments facilitate developmentally appropriate play for preschoolers. That concludes the research findings. Here's Erin Cavazos again to share a final reflection.
As you heard, all of the hard work and collaboration have really paid off, and I could easily tell you that the project completely changed how my students learn while outside. But I was amazed on how the UCSB research project really proved that it did. Today, the outdoor classroom has had time to grow, and we have learned how to utilize each zone. I was thrilled by how many of the California preschool learning foundations across many domains we are now able to support in this outdoor space. Here are a few examples of my experience. We have been able to watch the life cycle of a monarch butterfly without a kit. My students know how to identify the eggs, we watch the caterpillars grow, and we predict when a chrysalis will be made and when the butterflies will hatch. The children are constantly noticing the changes in the space. Plants grow, we cut them back. They grow again, they flower, and some even produce edibles. This week, we have been harvesting mulberries, carefully selecting the ripest berries. We have avocado, lemon, we've got some more trees and things coming in, so we've got years to watch this grow. So exciting. And watching children try new foods like a mulberry that we've watered and watched grow and seen the berry change and get ripe, and watching how kids are really becoming in tune with their five senses is an amazing surprise. In one of these pictures, you can see the girls using some of our clippings to add to their mud pies and cupcakes. Creativity has even taken on a new look in our space. For example, second graders recently learned how to make adobe bricks. Our classroom overlooks the space where they prepped, shaped, and dried their bricks. The second graders noticed how interested we were and donated their extra bricks to the outdoor classroom. Well, we have built homes for our dinosaurs, that was on the last slide, insect hotels for our many isopods, and we have retold the story of the three little pigs over and over again with this shared project. You can see music and storytelling activities have also started to look different in this space, and they engage more children. The warm grassy knoll naturally invites quiet play or short story times, and the stage can really make everyone feel like a star. All of these things can be happening at the same time, and I can bring out an art or science project and truly engage with my students now. My paraeducators and I can see across the space, assist children as needed, and mostly outside of a specific activity brought out, we just support and add to their self-directed learning. All in all, I would say that my students learn to better use their senses, solve problems, self-regulation we've seen, as well as just being more relaxed and more willing to initiate inquiry in the outdoor classroom. And this is happening in ways I just don't see inside. Now, don't get me wrong, we still need our scheduled time on the big grassy soccer field, and we need time to buzz our bikes around the bike path each week. But the outdoor classroom has extended our learning experiences in ways I had not anticipated. It is now my favorite place to be on campus, and one of the biggest problems I see is scheduling time for all the classes to have time in the space. We'd like to thank you for joining us today in learning about our journey to creating an outdoor classroom. We wish you luck and success in your journey to create your very own outdoor classroom. Thank you.